Okay, legends, welcome back to Overlord, Lord of Nazarick video with another tier list. This time we're gonna make the first tier list for this time for global. It's not influenced by the Chinese version or anything that you've heard before. Now, of course, we have the release of global. Many things had changes. Some skills have been changed. Something has been added or removed. So the tier lists are not valid that are taken from a different game because it's a different version of a game that was on Chinese, and many are nerfed and some are buffed, and the meta here is defined by something else. We'll be talking about that and explaining everything. Now, I'm gonna put some characters randomly in the D category. I will not be explaining why they are there. I'm just gonna tell you that they are at the game. Whenever you start the game, if you pull them, you use them, you can reset their levels anyway, and you can put the investment on other characters. They are not worth of making them the best team on your lineup or something like that, or using them in the future. I'll be talking about the units that matters. Yes, there are SR characters that you can still use late game and they will be helpful. I'll be mentioning them in the tier list. So basically, the D rank is for the characters that you'll never actually use. I know CZ, everybody loves her. I know Clementine, everybody loves her. But these characters are not actually good, so you need to skip them and not waste your time with them. Now, for the C rank is not like they're absolutely horrible. You can still use them, you can use their utilities. Like the bride, the vampire bride. Actually, she has a captain utility or the leadership utility that you can use it because she will increase the bleed damage, which is absolutely nice if you want her. She does a lot of bleed. She can be your main carry at the start of the game. If you didn't pick or guarantee yourself any character, SSR character, that is a carry and you want damage over time that does AoE, she has bad stats actually. And she's bad actually at surviving. If you keep her surviving, that will be amazing, because if she dies, you lose the passive of the leader, and that's it about her. The other healers are good actually. The other damage dealers are okay. We can put them with her on the same level. These characters you might use actually a little bit and never use them. Now, like Lukrut in the CN, he was something like A or S tier. Why? Because he was stripping other people's buffs. He was stripping them from buffs. So if they had buffs, he strips them from buffs. Now he does not do that. He have shackle and it has a low base chance to apply the shackle, which is like reducing your combo gauge or your meter, your mana or something like that. So if you want to go and in PvP, he might reduce it, but he has horrible stats. His damages are not that good. So you don't even need to play him anymore or use him in the future. Plus, he's a single target, and single target does not shine a lot in this game. Now I'm gonna talk about, and here where we see the other characters, SR characters. So we have Seabass, okay? Seabass is an okay character. He's a single target character, I know. With his first skill, he inflicts defense down, and that's it. All the other skills that he has, he doesn't have even a captain. His stats are okayish, his speed is horrible, and his magical defense is horrible as well, so you can counter him with magical defense. He's a single target unit that buffs himself and absolutely nothing actually to add to the team. He's not a team player, he's a solo player. And single target units like that, you don't need to play them or build them or be capitalizing on them. So imagine that you have Seabass as your main carry on your team and you have a healer and defense dealer. What do you think he can do? Go and bully one unit and the enemy will heal the other unit or give them shields, and that will be absolutely horrible. You will not be actually benefiting from that. Anybody who plays them in PvP, if they meet a top tier enemy lineup, they will absolutely horribly fail. He will be one of the first units to die or to do nothing in the battle. Now, Gazev, simply same as Seabass, they don't do anything. Also single target, he's not a team player, he's a solo team, he's single target. Yes, he buffs himself and that's it. He goes into duel with a different character, with a different fighter on your enemy team, and that's it. He does not offer much. He does not offer to his team, not to himself. He offers himself actually, he buffs himself, and that's all. And you can absolutely get rid of him easily. If you focus him, he will die. No amount of healing and shielding will keep him alive. He has very bad stats as magical defense. He have horrible speed, and actually his HP is okay. It's kind of okayish. So you basically don't want to use him at all. Now, Death Knight. Death Knight is one of my favorite early game tanks, and this if you want to, for content, for the PvE, for story, and for hard stages, he's SS tier, okay? I just want to keep reminding you of that, because you can cheese so many stages and levels with him because of his revivability. It have a cooldown of 5 rounds, and he will revive a skeleton, a Death Knight again. So he's absolutely great. He has shields and he has damage sharing, plus he inflicts a bleed. Absolutely a good unit, good tank for you to have him on the team. He have actually one of the good all-in-all stats, except for his attack is absolutely horrible, but he has good HP, good defense, good speed, and good magical defense. Absolutely, I think is a good unit for you to have. And he have crit damage absolutely crazy, like 130% crit damage. He has it by his own on his stats without even having him with gears. So if his attack is low, or you think it's one of the worst, which is one of the worst attacks, his crit damage makes up for it. So if you crit with him, it will be okay. But the thing is about him, he's a cheese unit that you can cheese into stages, into fights, because he keeps reviving himself, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, Inferior, the little kid, which is one, in my opinion, I would be ranking him up here, but because there's better units that are prioritized better than him, he's actually a great solid healer, buffer, and cleanser. He cleanses debuffs, 1 or 2 debuffs depending on how star level you built him or his skills. So his ultimate, or his second skill, he removes debuffs. His all of his skills, he heals. Absolutely a great unit, and he gives you with his passive random buffs from attack boost, attack speed, crit damage, crit rate. Absolutely a good unit. If you don't have any healers on your team and you want a healer, he's a solid healer. Now his numbers of heals are small compared to other better healers, but yet his buffing and his dispelling or debuffing are dispelling, actually not debuffing, are actually great. So keep that in mind. Our favorite goblin, which is Yojim or Yogem, whatever you call him, he's an absolute monster of debuffing and buffing character. He's a support character. His stats are overall horrible, okay? So his stats are not the best on HP, attack, or anything. His stats are horrible. The good thing about him, he debuffs defense down and he increases the damage taken by the enemies. Plus, he buffs your highest attacker with attack boost. Plus, he buffs your team with speed up before hitting or something like that, and he gives again defense down with his ultimate. Absolutely a great debuffer in the game. This is one of my favorite characters actually in the game right now. I want to play him more. The thing is that his stats are absolutely garbage. This is why he falls a little bit, or I would put him in A rank, because he's a monster actually with the technical usage of him on the team. If you're fighting bosses, he's a great unit to have against bosses. Now, Pandora, actually, he's one of the characters that also is an SS. Basically, overall, in general, he's SS. The problem is the meta right now, it's not with the buffing, because there's so much cleansing, so much removing buffs, and the meta revolves around high attack and high damage and damage over time. His buffs are absolutely great. He's a great buffer, actually. What he does is a little bit of heal and buffing and buffing and buffing for your entire team. Yes, his stats are bad. For him to survive, his stats are bad. You need a shielder on your team so he can stay alive. Yet he's an absolutely monster. He's a monster of a character. Plus he steals the same attack and applies. He's a copycat, so he just copy an attack and use it. A great unit actually to have as a support. If you pull him and you have him, play him as your main support. He's not bad actually. He's a great buffer. He's the best buffer in the entire game, by the way. He gives you all types of buffs that are in there in the game. So he gives you all of these buffs, and the more that he have buffs, the more that his damage is raises, which is absolutely great, crazy for him. This is why he's in A rank. Absolutely a good unit. Now, Momon. Everybody puts Momon in S or SS rank. I don't understand the logic behind that. I dare anybody that has Momon as main at 6 stars to try to defeat anybody. Try to defeat an Albedo with 1 star. Check how much time it takes you. 6 stars. Start with your ulti on her and check how much time it take for you to deal damage actually. Single target unit, a high burst, high damage unit. and his stats are okay. It's rounded well up, okay. Nothing special with his stats. That's the thing about him. He needs high attack and he does not have. He needs to have actor on him with the team to buff him with all the buffs so he can deal a little bit of damage. He does not one-shot like you saw in story mode. He one-shots everything. He does not do it in PvP. He can't. It's hard. In bossing, he might help you a little bit, but the bossing when they have shields, there's nothing that can penetrate that or deal anything about that. So you need somebody to melt them down with burn, with bleed, with shock. He does not offer anything. He's not a team player. Same as these two, but he's better than them because of his stats, and the damage is higher than them, what they do. So this is why we put him in A rank. And I want to put him in B rank actually, but to be honest, his stats make him better than everybody that is down here. Technically, these are better than him. These 3 units here, the SR, are better than all of these units. And of course, him is actor is better than Momon. Just Momon, I urge you, do not spend to build him or buy packs to build him. Build better units unless you like him and you like his playstyle and you want to have fun, then do your thing. But if you want to be on meta and what are the best characters for you to build, he's not it, okay? Do not go and check other tier lists that put him on tier 0 or tier 1 and say, "Ay, that's great, I'm gonna follow that." He's not that good, okay? Now, my favorite character in the entire game, which is Henry. Okay, now I'm not gonna put any SR characters in the S or SS category. I will be doing injustice for the characters that are from SSR qualities. If she was an SSR, she's absolutely an S rank, okay? This character is the best healer in the game for the SR faction, hands down. She heals the entire team with her ultimate. She heals with her second skill a single target unit for full HP. Plus, she attacks with her first attack, and she does attack down, or she does a buff when she attack, depending on RNG. So what's her RNG? Which is with her passive. She has a passive called Please Goblins. So there's 3 goblins that she can summon. One goblin called Wuge, and another called Dino, and the other one called Corno, or something like that. One of them can heal you, one inflicts stun, and one buffs the team, which is absolutely crazy. So she can buff, she can stun, she can heal. Absolutely a monster of a healer in the team. Plus, with her ultimate, when you build her more and more, she will give you damage reduction down, or damage taken down, which means she will decrease the damages that your team take. AoE for everybody, including herself. Absolutely a monster of a character. This is the best healer as an SR faction. Plus, I'm using her. She's on my main lineup with my main characters, my main units that I have. This is how good she is, and I'm using it. And she's the reason why in PvP I do not lose. Because of her, I don't lose in PvP. Not actually because of her. She's the second reason I do not lose in PvP. Now, Kahit, or whatever they call him, Khajiit, his name is Kahit. This character is one of the characters that nobody looks at, and he's on global now, is a pure insane monster. In PvP, whoever built him and using him in PvP, good job. I take my hat for you. You're absolutely a genius, and smart people who use him in PvP, because he's absolutely with Albedo destroying everybody. Now, the bad thing about him, his stats are absolutely horrible, except his attack. His attack is decent, but his stats is absolutely horrible. What does he do? He inflict with everything he does a debuff on the enemy, whatever, and plus he heals. And if he heals, he deals damage. And instead of dealing damage, he heals, which is crazy for me. So when you build him up and max him, with his second skill, he either heal himself or somebody on the team, an ally, or he hits an enemy with that heal and inflicts damage to them. Plus, when you build him up, even when he inflicts damage to them, he heals with it somebody with the lowest HP. Absolutely crazy. And on top of that, inflict a debuff, any type of debuff. He has burn, he has healing down, he has shock, he has bleed, he has attack down, he has defense down, he has speed down. Absolutely a monster of a debuffer. A great unit actually. And his damages are okay because of his attack is really high. So he deals magical damage throughout the board. I know it's not the best magical damage, but if you max him up, it goes to 100% of his attack, which is really great. And this, he melts other units. So it will capitalize your units. Even your tanks will be dealing more damages against these monsters. And Albedo will be dealing more damage actually, because he will inflict round 1, when he starts to hit or when he applies his ultimate on the enemies, immediately they will have, every single enemy will have 2 or more debuffs on them, which will trigger the captain or the leader skill of Albedo, and it will make all of your lineup deal even more damage. Do not sleep on him. Trust me, if you want to go and give it a try, he's an absolutely crazy unit to use as an SR faction. He's even better than all of these attacking units that are here. Now, Hamusuke or the hamster. Why is he that good? Because when you max him out, it starts with 100 defense, removing defense, but it goes to remove 200 defense, flat points, not percentage, but flat points, 200 defense from your enemy, the entire enemy. Plus, he removes, when he attacks, 9% of the defense that they have as well. So this unit, this alone, this hamster, you can use against bosses, will shred them completely. Your lineup will shred them, not him. His attack is decent, his speed is high, and everything about him is okay-ish. Not that good, because he's an SR character. But he's so important, not in PvP. Do not use him in PvP. Maybe use him in PvP, but he will die. I will tell you, he will do nothing except lowering the defense, and that's it. Okay, and you will gonna suffer because you'll have an extra unit that is not there. So use him in bossing. In story mode versus bosses, when you have bosses that are big that you need to chomp or kill immediately and fast, he's the best unit to use for PvE content, not PvP. PvE content. Many people are saying, oh, he's the best SR for everything, even for PvP, not for PvP. Trust me, in PvP, you don't want to use him. You will have less character that will help you on the lineup. You can use any healer, any shielder, any tank, anything else as a support buffer will help you a lot. He is a great unit for PvE content. Point on the line, okay? Just remember that. Now, Yuri. We didn't put any tanks here, as you see. Yuri is the only tank in the A category. Yuri is a tank that you will get for free at the start of the game, and you can build her for free. She's a good tank at the start of the game until mid-game. Late game, you will not use her. In PvP, she can help you a lot until you get a tank that is decent, actually. Either Albedo, Shaltir, or anybody else that you can have as a tank. She's decent. She has good stats as HP defense, and she has good speed. She has good magical defense. She doesn't have a great attack. She will help you a lot. She will shield. She will take attacks from you. So she has the assist function. It means that not the assist, actually, the support function, which is supporting. It's something called the support function, which is she supports the units. It means with her second skill, she puts a shield on herself and she goes and take the attack that is basically for the other characters. You know how it goes. So she will be tanking for you. She have high survivability, which is good. Her attack is not the greatest, but yet she can help you up. Plus, she also stuns, which is really good, and gives a speed down. That would help you a lot. With her ultimate, she can stun, actually, which is really great. Now, Evil Eye, one of the best attack characters as a single target, or as an AoE, actually. But the good thing about her is she boosts her own attack. Other than she boosts her own attack, she's a burst unit. It means the more that the more that they have HP, the characters or the enemies that you have, the more that she deals damage to them. So she goes until something like 50% when you max her out. And if they're above 50% HP, she will deal extra damage to them. And it's an AoE damage. She will burst the team, and then you can finish them with other units, which is absolutely perfect. Again, Shaltir, a great unit that will be surviving a lot. Now, she's a single target unit that she heals herself because of the vampiric that she has, and she will absolutely destroy units. She does continuous damage with her, taking heal out of the units or out of your enemies, removing their portion of HP and sucking it to her. Absolutely a great unit. Now, I want to mention something else. Nabe. Nabe is as SSR character. She's not only an SR, just like Albedo, she's an SSR character that you will always develop by story and get her to SSR and have more copies of her. She's a great single target unit. She's a finisher. She goes well as a team with Evil Eye. How is that? Evil Eye will drop them to low HP. She will kill a unit. Whenever she kills a unit, she does a pursuit and she kills another unit, then another unit. Every time she kills a unit, she goes and do an extra attack to another low HP unit or the unit that are beside them. If she kills them, she goes to another unit until she can't kill them. She stands there and she inflicts shock, another debuff that you can use on an Albedo lineup, which is absolutely fantastic. Now Mari, and there's a fun fact for you in the game for Mari. Mari has the highest attack in the entire game. Nobody else has it higher than her. Even Evil Eye and Demiurge do not have the same attack that she has. She's a healer, she's a debuffer, and she's a burst character as well. She inflict a dot on you with her seed, and she will allow you to heal and deal damage to you. Absolutely a great unit, and it's AoE. She deals AoE damage. One of the good units, actually. If you want a support, if you don't have a healer, if you didn't build any of the healer, if you want to use somebody else, so you can use her instead of using her. But she will buff you, while Mario will not buff you, actually will deal AoE damage. Now Aura is always mistaken for a girl. Aura is a dude, okay? Aura is one of the good characters, very good character in the game, well-rounded stats. The cool thing about him, he jumps on his mount, and when he's mounted, he deals even more damage, and he's more consistent with the debuffs that he does. When he does a debuff, it's something like the chase that he does. He inflict weaken or exposed, something weaken, exposed on the enemy. When they have it, it means he will deal damage more to this enemy that has this debuff, which is really great, actually. And he does pursuit or chase, which is he goes and keep damaging and pursue that unit that is having this weaken on them. Absolutely a good unit. His damages are really nice. Yes, he is a unit that does single target damage, but it's really a big amount of damage. Plus, he's a multi-hitter, so he goes and hits somebody many times. He's overrated in my opinion. I wanted to put him down here, but because of his stats, because of what he does, actually, he does better than Momon, so he is absolutely better than him. Bottom of the S rank. Yes, I know they put him in tier 0. He's absolutely nowhere tier 0 or tier 1, okay? That's what you need to understand about this list right now. So, for the SS category, and you'll be asking, what is the SS category? It's the damage over time characters. So, Cocytus and Demiurge, absolutely wonderful units. Damage over time. Now, with the Demi, the problem with him, his survivability is not that good, okay? That's his problem. His attack is higher than Cocytus, which is really great. Still, Cocytus does the insane amount of damage. Everything that he does inflicts bleed. He has a leader effect as well that he applies, but you don't want to play it. The leader effect is every time your allies deal damage, they have a chance to apply bleed on the enemies. But it's not the best thing to play. I will tell you why they are meta right now and why. Yes, Evil Eye is better than him on stats, on numbers, on bursting, on everything. But in this meta, he's absolutely better than her, especially that he's more AoE burn cooking units. And we'll be talking about that later. These are the top 2 units as damage dealers right now in the game. Actually not, because I will chalk you with something else. Shaltir and Albedo. The greatest tanks in China. They were the best tanks in the game. You cannot play without them. Everybody play both of them on the same lineup, and one healer or support or buffer and one tank or damage dealer, and they will be absolutely fantastic. The problem is changed here. They changed. Yes, she has the highest HP in the game, Shaltir, the defense Shaltir, and the Knight Albedo has the second highest HP, the best highest defense in the game, which is absolutely nice for them. They survive a lot, they are good. Their attack is horrible. Here, they had higher stats of attack on the other versions. Right here, they don't have the same luxury. Yet, if you play any of these lineups, if you play this lineup, the SS rank, all of them, the 4 of them, it will be good. Now, of course, I would tell you to play one character as a damage dealer, play a support with them. You have 2 tanks, play a healer, or play somebody, a buffer, debuffer, a shielder. That would be awesome. But so far, these are the best 4 units as the meta right now goes. Actually, they're not the meta. The 2 best units are Cocytus and Demi. They are the best meta units, actually, for damage dealing. Shaltir and Albedo are the 2 second best tanks in the game. We'll be talking about the very best tank in the game right now, and we'll add 1 tier above that, and we're gonna call it, or let this stay like this, add above row. Here we go, and we're gonna do this and call it tier 0. Yep. So this is tier 0. Albedo, Renner, and this Ghost Knight. Yes, these are the tier 0 characters in the game right now. Platinum Dragon Lord Armor, an absolute tank, absolute beast. His HP and he has the highest defense, not Albedo. I'm sorry here. I said Albedo has the highest defense in the game. He has the highest defense. Or they share the same defense. I guess they share the same defense. Yeah, they share the same defense at 301 at level 1, which is absolutely insane. He's the most unit that will make your entire runs. Why my teams are successful in PvP, in story, I have zero problem. I do not touch manual anymore just because I have this character. I kept rerolling, not for any other character in the game. I kept rerolling to get him. Everybody said, oh, go for Shaltir, go for Albedo. Nobody looked at this guy. You didn't see the changes from CN to Global, how much he got buffed, how much these got nerfed and they got buffed. The Dragon, let's call him Dragon because it's Platinum Dragon Lord's Armor. It's a long name, so we call him Platinum or Dragon. So Dragon, absolutely a beast. He gives an AoE shield based on his defense. You play him on defense set and that's it. It's almost impossible to take down that shield, especially when you build him up more and more on defense. The shield is absolutely insane. It's a shield wall in front of everybody that they cannot deal anything against you anymore. And then you can go ham and destroy them. And he has on his second skill also, he can go and it's a shield. He puts his shield on himself and he has the supporting ability, which he takes the hits instead of your characters, which what Yuri does actually, at the SR Yuri, he does it, but even better. Plus, he inflicts shock with almost everything he does. He inflicts shock, so he's a meta to be played with Albedo. So he inflicts shock. So if you inflict burn, inflict shock, inflict burn, that's a team. If you inflict bleed, shock, burn, that's a team. That's the meta team that we're talking about. So he's a tank that deals insane damage as well. Plus, he stuns. On top of that, the shields that he gives, he stuns and he applies shock. And he gets shield and gives shields. Absolutely insane. This is the best tank in the game. This is the tier 0 tank in the game right now. Not Shaltir, not Albedo. This is why everybody will be hating on this tier list, because they want their dreams to be real. I love Albedo. She's my favorite waifu. Yet he's better than her, yes. But should I stop pursuing her? No, I'll get her because I'm playing the game to have fun. But if you want to play meta and I'm relaxed. I don't have any problem. My current team lineup right now is Albedo, Dragon, Cocytus, and her, and me as a healer. And I have no problems. I auto everything, and that's it. Even in PvP, there is not a single player until now that have defeated me in PvP. I woke up, I was still level 25 when everybody became level 30 and 31, trying to attack me. None of them defeated me or killed more than one unit on my lineup. This is how good and solid they are. They have 6-star characters. I have 1-star character. She's at 3 stars, of course. Albedo they will give us. I have him at his stars. That means 1 copy, 1 copy. I have her at 2 copies, and I have her at 1 copy. And this is how I'm doing. I'm absolutely not losing. This is the most insane tank in the game. Now, I'll be talking about Renner. Renner, the best support in the entire game. First of all, her first skill with a skill 1, she inflicts attack down on the enemy, which is great, the enemy that she hits, because it's single target. And her passive, everything that she does or anybody does anything, she inflicts regeneration and they will heal. So if somebody attacks your lineup, attacks anybody on your allies, they will heal them based on their HP because they will be inflicted by regeneration, or regeneration will be added to your allies. Absolutely great. Now, what's the cool thing about her? If you excess heal, the excess heal does not go away. It will be a shield on your characters. So she will shield the characters with the excess heal that they have. Plus, she can heal with her second skill, which is absolutely crazy. And her ultimate. Get ready for this. She gives you a crit boost. Her ultimate is a great heal it's an AoE heal for everybody. So she heals all the allies, plus gives them regeneration, plus the excess heal will give them shields, plus she will give you a critical boost. critical rate boost. So she will crit more, even the heals can crit. So she herself get the crit boost and her heals might crit as well. So you might over heal a lot and get a shield equal to your full HP again. So that is the most insane thing about her. I tried to reroll to get both of these characters together because I have Albedo and I'm guarantee myself Cocytus or get the Demurge from the banner of his banner. But so far I got 1, 2, 3 and I got this healer, where is she, Henry, instead of her. And this is why I'm pulling on this banner just to get her, and my team will be set. She's the only missing piece from my puzzle. Now for Albedo. Albedo as a captain, she inflict burn as a character. She's a damage dealer, she's a great unit. She's one of the highest damage dealers in the game. Now, what does she do? Every skill that she does, she inflicts burn on the enemies. Other than that, her captain or her leader skill is for every debuff that you inflict on your enemies, you get a 2% attack boost on everybody on your lineup for every debuff. And it's up to 10%, of course. It stacks up to 10%, not more than 10%. For the entire duration of the battlefield, with having her and having anybody that deals debuff, you're gonna get a 10% attack boost on your lineup for your entire duration of the fight, especially in PvP, absolutely fantastic. Her skills. Her C2 is insane burst as a single target, plus a little bit of damage to the next unit beside it. Her AoE is insane as well. Plus, with her AoE, she inflicts also chains, which is a debuff where all other allies with chain take 15% of the damage when this target is hit. So it means if somebody is inflicted with chain and somebody else inflicted with chain, they will feel 15% of the damage that they are hitting that target, no matter who targeted them. Plus, she does damage reduction on the enemies, which means they will take more damage if you hit them. And she inflicts burn. Now, of course, with her, she does heal down with her ultimate. So if she hits the ultimate, she doesn't only does a burn, she does a healing down, which is, all of these are debuffs. Playing her with somebody like Cocytus, somebody like Demi will be absolutely crazy for your lineup. And this is why we play Dragon as a tank with them, because he inflicts shock. So burn, bleed, shock, or burn, shock, plus all the other things that they have like heal down and stuff like that. That would be absolutely insane lineup. And you only need a buffer on the lineup, or a healer, or a buffer / damage dealer. This is why I would love to play him on the main lineup, because he heals with them, he can be played with them, he heals actor, and plus he have so much buffs that he buff himself as well and deals more damage. So you'll be playing this meta with each other. This is why I'm telling you, if you want to play them with each other, if you want to play him, he goes up with the rest of them. But I'm gonna keep him here until we have a meta for buffing, and this is how we roll with the tier list. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm waiting for your comments. I know many people will kill me because I put Silver Eye here and I put their beloved Shaltir here on the same tier list. I know everybody want to root for Aura, but he is not as good as these. I know you love Shaltir, I know you love Albedo, but they are not the meta. And yes, he's a better tank than them. Dragon, go read it, go check Cian. If you feel like you hate this tier list, you want to play the tier list that is on Cian, go play the Cian version. Why are you playing the global version? It's a different game than the Cian. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.